Hi, I'm Craig Bell.
And I'm John Perkins.
Billy Graham once said, imitating Christ is opening the door to friendship. Friendship is something we all need. We'll talk about that on Take 5.
Good for the soul, helping you to thrive. 5 minutes to renew your mind. Take 5.
Babe Ruth was one of the all-time greats in baseball. His powerful bat boomed ball after ball out of the park. Babe's record of 714 home runs was unbroken for many years. Sports fans loved the Babe. In fact, year after year, he thrilled them with his talent on the diamond. But as he grew older, age took its toll. And finally, the Yankees traded him to the Braves. Babe's life as a pro baseball player was winding down. And during one of his last games, Babe had a nightmare of a game, struck out several times, made numerous errors, and in one inning, even bobbed every ball hit to him, allowing 5 runs to score. The fans viciously turned on him, screaming, "Hang it up! Go home, Babe!" They booed him and called him a has-been. Some actually stood and shook their fists at him. Babe Ruth hung his head. Some said he was fighting back tears as he headed back towards the dugout. Just then, something odd happened. A young boy jumped over the railing and ran down and gave the big athlete a hug, put his arms around him and held him tight. Babe smiled at his small fan and hugged him back. Then he scooped him up in his arms. Instantly, the crowd hushed, and in deafening silence, everyone watched in awe as Babe Ruth and a young fan walked hand in hand to the dugout. You know, sometimes when life's going that way, you need a good friend.
Yeah. Brother Craig, in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24, it says, "A man that has friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother."
That's a good verse, John, and it teaches us that we're to take friendship on an aggressive approach. If we want friends, we need to be friendly. Proverbs has a lot to say about friends. In fact, Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17 says, "Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend."
Yeah.
You know, it's been said, John, that if you have good friends, you don't need mirrors. And that verse reminds me of that because a good friend will show you what you need to see about yourself, sharpen you up.
Yeah. Jesus said in John chapter 15, verses 12 and 13, "My commandment is this, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love have no man than this, that a man would lay down his life for his friends." And then Jesus goes on and he tells them, he said, "You are my friends."
Ecclesiastes 4, verse 9 says that 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. For if one fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. You know, if you're a good friend, I think you would biblically bear one another's burdens.
Yes.
And be the kind of friend to help another one along.
Jesus said something like this, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." You know, that's teaching you to be a friend like you would want somebody to be a friend unto you.
Yes.
Remember the story when Jesus told about the Good Samaritan. 2 of the people walked by, didn't have time, but then the Samaritan came and helped him up. And Jesus asked the people, he said, which of the 3 was a friend? Which of the 3 was a neighbor unto them?
So how many times, John, do we just turn our head and drive by rather than being a friend?
Yeah.
But it seems like they're looking for the need and then being a friend to that person.
Yeah.
You know, in Job 6, verse 14, it says, "To him that is afflicted, pity should be showed from his friend." It's just the thought of looking for that affliction and helping, being a friend to those people.
Brother Craig, in Matthew chapter number 9, starting around verse number 10, the Bible says that Jesus came and he was eating with sinners and publicans. And the disciples came and they saw him and they criticized him. But Jesus was willing to reach over the aisle to somebody that was unclean, somebody that was lost, somebody that was sinners. And he was willing to make friends with them.
And sometimes in the scriptures, we also see him reaching out to the lepers and the outcast of society to be their friend. And I think that was an example for us as believers today to reach out to those that would be neglected by society, rejected,
Yeah.
and be their friend.
Yeah.
That's the only way we're going to show them Christ's love.
Yes.